welcome to Somerville High School Ladies Varsity Basketball. Jim Muncie. Janet Flynn, how are you tonight?
Fine and dandy, and yourself, Jim?
I'm doing all right. Had a nice snow day. Your first
Excellent.
snow day of my career yesterday.
Excellent.
I slept in. I enjoed it. As a result of that snow day, Janet, this game was canceled, and you and I had to reschedule our plans to get down here tonight. Fortunately, we were all able to pull it off. Big matchup tonight against Medford. Medford didn't do so well against Somerville earlier this year. Back in Medford, way back on January the 5th, final score was 53-35 in Somerville's favor, and Somerville looks to duplicate that effort tonight.
I think they're going to be able to. They're playing really strong right now, and they're on a quest.
I have no doubts about it. In the last 3 years, that's as far back as my records go, even though I've been doing this for 9. I save records for the past 3 years now. Somerville is undefeated against Medford. Some of the scores I researched, last year's scores, 55-31 victory against Medford, followed by a 66-47 victory. You look back at 98-99, you got a couple of wins for the Highlanders, 72-38, ouch, and a 51-41 tighter match there. And way back in 97-98, Janet, 2 wins against Medford. First score was unknown, second score 54-41. So not too much of a problem in the years past against Medford, but Somerville doesn't want to look past them tonight.
No, they've seen, with the scores reflect that they've been able to have control in those games.
That's right.
We only have, after this game, we have one more game left in our regular GBL league, right?
That's correct. Final GBL game. Actually, there are 2, but only one of them remains at home. And that's going to be a home game against Arlington on Tuesday, February 13th, known as the Senior Day game, the last home game of the regular season for the seniors. Usually a very emotional, tear-jerking, hard-to-swallow type of event. Fortunately for the seniors, they will have at least one playoff game at home. They're basically guaranteed home court advantage in the early rounds. So it won't be the last game. The last game of the regular season, that's Tuesday the 13th against Arlington at 7 o'clock. And then after that, they go to Revere for the final GBL matchup of the season on the 15th at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, the senior day game's always bittersweet.
Oof, very tough. And especially this year with so many seniors we have on the squad. I'll run them down for the folks at home. Amanda the Hustler Helen, a senior. Jill the Demon DeCollegiero. Vicky the Python Palmacci. Megan Phantom Foster. Mary the Hellraiser Helen, Jen Kamikaze Kirkland. All 6 of those ladies, superstars on this squad. They're going to be sorely missed next year. Let's not worry too much as we look at the banner. Those 6 girls were all a part of both of those years' league championship. And this year, Janet, now you and I were discussing this, our records indicate that we've already clinched the GBL for the 3rd year in a row.
Correct.
But in the locker room, I got to sit in on the locker room pep talk today, and they were saying that tonight would be the clincher. Right now, they're guaranteed at best a tie, at worst a tie. I beg to differ. Nevertheless, look for a clinch tonight, one way or another. I'm going to go do the starting 5, Janet.
Okay.
I'm going to bring my microphone.
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Greater Boston League matchup as the Lady Highlanders of Somerville High welcome the Medford High School Mustangs. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you first the starting 5 for Medford. Introducing first, number 4, a freshman, Akila King. Number 22, a sophomore, Justine McDonald. Number 34, a senior, Tish Toomey. Number 45, senior, Liz Cotto. And number 5, a senior and captain, Kelly Carrasco. And your head coach for Medford, Mr. Bob Maloney. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting five for the two-time defending Greater Boston League champions, the Highlanders of Somerville High. Introducing first, number 11, a senior, Jill the Demon DiCollegiero. Number 32, a senior, Jen Kamikaze Kirkland. And ladies and gentlemen, your tri-captains on deck. First, number 10, a senior, Amanda, the Hustler Helen. Tri-captain and senior number 20, Vicky, the Python Palmachi. And your other tri-captain and senior number 22, Mary, the Hellraiser Helen. Your assistant coaches, Lucy Grande, Emily Walker, Tom Handsome Helen, and the bad boy, Brian Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
Medford's league record is 5-7. Their overall record is 6-10, and Somerville's league record is 13-0, undefeated, and their overall record is 15-1. Just about ready for the tip-off, and Mary Helen will be jumping for the Highlanders tonight.
Yeah. Something different. Let me ask you this, Janet. As I was walking back, Coach Harris yelled out to Mary, "Don't forget, you're in the 4 spot, 34." What does that mean?
Depends what he's talking about, if he's talking about offense or defense. I don't know.
So your guess is as good as mine for once. I'll take it. Suddenly I know as much as you. Or you know as little as me, one or the other.
That's right, both ways. It's a good compliment.
Right, I guess. Well, the Highlanders start off in a hurry as Mary, the Hellraiser Helen, goes all the way down and draws a foul, not a shooting foul, on number 34 as we watch the replay. This is Tish Toomey. Got awfully quiet here, didn't it?
It did, just for that
Suddenly you could hear a
moment.
pin drop, yeah. Python Palmachi throws it down low to Mary the Hellraiser Helen. Mary Helen fakes left, goes right to the Python, back to Mary up at the top. Fakes the shot and tries to drive around her woman and dishes it off to Jill the Demon, who's not going to miss many of those open shots down low. First 2 points of the game, the Demon DiCollegiero. Defense, the chant from the Highlander bench as they sport that oh-so-famous full court press.
Nice
and Jill the
steal.
Demon with the tip and a steal. Amanda the Hustler Helen takes over from that tip by Jill the Demon. And Mary hit the three-point shot in the early going. That's Mary Helen. 5-0 so far, folks. And here's another turnover by Medford as the Highlanders. Mary Helen. I'm sorry, that was Amanda to the Python. Now to Mary. Down low to Jill the Demon. Back to Mary Helen for 3 again. Same spot. A little bit too much on this one. Rebounded by number 5, Kelly Krasko. She's the one to watch. One of the two. Tish Toomey, the other from Medford. Being double teamed now, and nice defense by Mary the Hellraiser. Mary knocks it out of bounds. 22 seconds remaining on the shot clock for Medford. 5-0 the score early on. Nice kick save by Amanda Helen. Like Byron Defoe. Cat-like reflexes.
I think I'm missing a number, Jim.
Uh-oh.
Either that or they're wearing a different number shirt.
Who?
I have a number 5 for Medford, but I don't have a number 5 on my roster here.
Number 5 on the roster is Kelly Krasko. She was way up here, separated on the roster for some reason. Most important player on the team, and they have her off to the side for some reason. And as a result, I missed the play, folks, because I'm trying to help out with the roster. Not your fault. It's the roster's fault. It's the worst roster I've ever seen. Things are crossed out, scribbled, not in numerical order, not in alphabetical order, no order at all. Poor font selection, the whole bit. I prefer the Times New Roman font. I don't know what that one is. Looks more like an Arial. But the Somerville roster, sparkling. Hang Time Hard in the house, old alum of the team. Graduated a good 7 years ago, probably. Becky the Python now trying to dish it down low to Jen Kamikaze Kirkland. Jen couldn't maintain possession. Medford takes over, trying to get their first 2 points here. Amanda Helen now steals it and dribbles like she always does on the knees. I don't know how she does it. It's like every other game she dribbles on her knees. There's no other player in high school athletics that can do that. Python shot just a little bit off. A Demon with the board. And
Jill DiColleggio gets...
What is that foul?
It's an offensive. She leaned into the Medford player, caused the contact, so it's a foul on Jill DiColleggio.
Signal from the referee. He patted the back of his head. I don't know if he was adjusting his hair or if he was doing a signal.
He's fixing his toque.
Oh.
Nope, it's the sign for an offensive foul.
Athletic Director Gerald Knight in the house tonight. Always good to see Gerald Knight. Big fan of Lady Highlander basketball. As he should be as the AD, for crying out loud. Krasko drives all the way down and gets the first 2 points for Medford. The senior captain, Kelly Krasko. But right back up is the Python, who finds Amanda the Hustler Helen. Amanda now looks at Mary, her sister, and gives it to her. And Mary now, back to Amanda. That didn't do much. But I'm sure there was a reason for it, because there are no wasted efforts on this team. Kamikaze from Python. Kamikaze shot goes over the net. Great double team effort by the Python and Amanda the Hustler Helen. Amanda there is trying to anticipate a pass and pick off a steal. And as this Medford player number 4, King, goes to the line, I got to tell you, Janet,
yes.
I got to sit in the locker room today before the game and actually listen to the pep talk from Coach Handsome Helen and the bad boy himself, Brian Harris.
How peppy was that?
Very peppy, very informative. Those two men do their work, I tell you. Especially Handsome Helen with the research he does. But Coach Harris was telling the girls a bunch of keys to the game tonight. And along in this speech, he mentioned that he wants them to play smart, but if they sense that there might be a steal that they can go for, go with their gut. If they think there's a steal, a pass that they think they can sort of sense based on the way the team's been playing, to try to pick it off. And that's exactly what Amanda Helen did there. The pass didn't come, but she's trying to read one step ahead of Medford. And as a rule, the Highlanders are very successful with that.
Anticipation. Yep.
Exactly, that's the word. You summed it all up in one word, Janet, once again. I spend 5 minutes, you spend 2 seconds, and we say the same thing. King now trying to pick off the long pass. Not pick off, but field it, I should say. And finally, Tish Toomey with the shot, doesn't fall. Krasko tries to get the board, but doesn't get it due to the efforts of Hellraiser Helen. 7-3 your score. Malicious Martin now way across to Hustler. Now to Kamikaze. Back to Malicious Martin. 16 on the shot clock.
Inside.
Kamikaze.
Nice
What a
play.
pass from Malicious. And a nice spinning move to put herself in shooting position by Kamikaze Kirkland. 9-3. Somerville with a 6-point lead. 11:43 to go. And half Amanda just takes the ball like it's a late Christmas gift and drops it in. 11-3. Thank you very much. Medford now, I wouldn't be surprised if they called a timeout here before this thing gets out of hand. Already down by 8. Plenty of information to share as we get some breaks during the game about the pep talk I heard, the keys to the game, some numbers provided from Tom Handsome Helen that'll astound you.
Jen Romulus in the game now. So isn't Colleen Beatty.
Right, Butcher Beatty. Reaper Romeus.
You know what? To get back to numbers that you were asking about,
Yes.
4 could also be her position on the press. See, so it could be many things.
Oh. So where would the 4 spot be in the press?
Depends what press they're playing.
Oh, for crying out loud. You don't know, Janet. You're just trying to fool me now.
I'm not.
Oh, come on. You're just playing games now.
Absolutely not.
A week ago, I would have fell for that. Let me mention, we watched Krasko on the line. In the game against Peabody earlier this season, she went 19 for 20 at the free throw line. She goes 2 for 2 right now. 19 for 20, 95% against Peabody earlier this year. She got 32 points in that game, 19 of them from the free throw line.
That's great free throw shooting. Excellent.
Telling me. I'm more like 1 for 20.
A little long on that shot, but you got to take them to warm up, you know?
Kamikaze and Hustler play catch, and Malicious works her way to the top. Hustler drives, try to find Kamikaze. Great way to take that pass down by Kamikaze Kirkland to put her arm way up there, using her height and body to her advantage. She's gotten better and better at that every single year. And Kamikaze again, great position. 10.5 minutes in the first half, a 13-5 ball game. Highlanders all over the Mustangs. Kamikaze now dishes to Hustler. Hustler in 3-point territory, looks at Butcher Beatty up to Malicious, who fakes and drives, now puts up the J and hits it. They are red hot tonight, folks. Red hot. And the bench still screaming for defense. This pass doesn't fall.
Medford's doing a good job with their defense, keeping Somerville shooting from the perimeter, which we're not having a problem with, which is good. And outside of Jen Kirkland, who has the size inside, definitely can get inside. So you give him a little credit for doing a better job at defense.
It's not a bad point. I heard in the pep talk that that Medford usually likes to play, now where did I write this down? Either a man-to-man defense or a 2-2-1. That make sense?
Yeah,
or is it 1-2-2?
2-1-2.
It's either 1-2-2 or 2-2-1.
1-2-2 I've heard of.
1-2-2. I'll find you. I'm sure you're right.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they're playing out there. Looks to me like they're just playing a basic zone, but...
Oh, see, I can't tell by looking out there. I got to find what I wrote down. Looking out there is not going to help me. 1-2-2. See right there. I wrote it down right there. 1-2-2 or a man-to-man.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, all sorts of information from Tom Handsome Helen before the game. He mentioned that Medford last year in Medford put up a decent game against the Highlanders in the first half with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Even though the Highlanders were highly favored, with 2 minutes to go in the first half, Medford was up by 3 points. Krasko scored 20 in that game, and Tish Toomey scored 14. So Medford's got a couple of powerhouses when it comes to scoring.
Yeah, they can do damage, those two girls.
Reaper Romeus now dishes to Malicious, who fakes and drives in the paint. Gets fouled, no call. That was a foul in my book, folks.
That's what they're playing right now, Jim, a 1-2-2.
See? Told you. Told you.
Well, they're getting second and third efforts, Somerville, which is good because we're missing our outside shots right now.
All right, speak of the devil. We were just talking about how they're hitting them. I think we jinxed them.
I know. I hate when I do that.
His three-point shot doesn't fall.
That was about 5 missed opportunities.
Blame that one on Janet Flynn, who just jinxed him by saying they're shooting well. I'm just teasing you, Janet. I hate to blame the girls, though, you know.
Thanks. Where I can help out,
Yeah.
Jim.
Anything not to blame the girls. Phantom Foster almost with a nice block there, but Demon comes down with the board as she often does. Jump ball called. That'll be Somerville ball. Actually, they called a foul on Tish Toomey. That's at least her second tonight. She got the first foul of the game as Mary Helen drove in off the tip-off to the baseline and got fouled by Toomey in the opening seconds. Reaper and Malicious playing catch. 18 on the shot clock. Now Hustler gets a nice pick from Malicious, who finds the Reaper, and the Reaper now fakes, starts to drive, thinks twice about it, goes back to the Hustler with 9 seconds on the clock. Bench counting down.
3 seconds in the key.
Oh, for crying out loud. There are more important things to call than that.
They don't call it in the NBA. I don't know why they call it in high school.
Atta girl.
I mean, they should call it, but they really don't. They don't call traveling in the NBA. They don't call 3 seconds in the key.
Wonderful steal by Malicious Martin on this transaction as she finds the Phantom Foster. Back to Malicious, now to the Hustler, who drives all the way in. Great, nice pick and roll, or whatever the heck you call that thing, where they switch places and dish it back and go, give and go maybe. Nevertheless, Phantom Foster with a nice 2. Call it what you want. You make the call, folks.
That was a cheap foul.
Terrible foul.
But
Terrible
nonetheless,
call.
it was one.
Oh. This is the superstar inbounding the ball now, Carrasco. See how she did that perfectly. Tape to tape.
Flawlessly.
Right to McDonald. No mistake about it. Now King. Over to Toomey. Shot. Double bounce. Doesn't fall.
Almost got the roll.
The Phantom to Malicious. Malicious now. Got Demon behind her. Takes it all the way. Gets stripped as she tried to go for an underhand layup. Call for a foul. Malicious will go to the line. I take it back. She won't. Thought they were setting up for a free throw. As we get that replay from Jeff Argenziano. Into the game now, Python Palmacci. That's Vicky Palmacci. And Karina Dynamic Duran. As they give a break to the Reaper Romeus and Amanda the Hustler Helen.
I believe that was her 3rd foul. That was
Really?
Trish Toomey. She's sitting down.
Well, that's good. It's good news for the Highlanders.
I
Get
think.
one of their powerhouses out of the game early. The Demon now fakes and then goes up for the shot. Doesn't fall. King gets the rebound. King is a freshman from Medford. She's playing a lot of minutes. Somerville ball as it last touched the Mustang. I don't mean the automobile, I mean a high school player from Medford. Phantom with the J. Actually, it wasn't a J. She never jumped, but she gets her own rebound as it was tipped by King. No, I'm sorry, King got the board and dished it off. In control now for Medford is Carrasco. Defense, the chance again from the Highlander bench. Very spirited bench tonight. Oh, Malicious with a big block. And now she tries to turn on the Jets. Couldn't catch up to the loose ball from Justine McDonald, but they're down to 12 on the shot clock, and they're just getting across half court now. Look for Carrasco to go all the way here.
Ooh.
Shot didn't fall. She did get a reset on the shot clock, but a turnover as Karina Dynamic Duran fought for it, gave it to the Demon. And the Demon to Malicious. Couldn't connect with Phantom Foster.
Medford is getting back on the defense, is not allowing us to have that fast break that we normally get.
Interesting. Medford is adapting. One of the 5 keys to the game tonight, the coach ran down in the locker room, was he wants his team to adapt, particularly on defense, as each situation calls. Now you see a Medford
nice
player fell
steal.
down and was unable to dribble on her knees like the Hustler Helen does. No offense to the Medford Mustang nice young lady. It's just nearly impossible, but somehow Amanda pulls that off. And there you saw an example of how very few, if any, other players in the league can do that. Turned into 2 points, as I believe it was Karina Duran.
Yes, it was. We just picked up another one.
Here's the replay. Watch now. She goes. This isn't the replay I thought it was. That was the replay of the foul. Okay. (19-5). 6:28 in the first half. first half's going by fast, Janet.
I know. I can't believe it as I look up at the clock.
Oh! Another steal, or she got credit for a tip there, the way the Highlanders do it, by Malicious Martin. Bruiser Barbosa in there seeing some action now. Karina Duran with the J falls short. Maybe it was more of a pass for Vicky Palmacci now to Malicious for 3. Off on the left. Krasko gets the rebound from Medford. Krasko finds King. Going to be called now. Calling a foul on Malicious Martin. Number 25 in white. You watch Malicious
second.
right there. Oh, more of a clothesline. This puts Krasko on the line. I mentioned earlier this season, to watch Handsome Helen there on the left and Bad Boy on the right. Went 19 for 20 against Peabody. And Handsome Helen said, we got to keep her away from the free throw line. This is her second round trip ticket to the free throw line tonight. So far, she's 3 for 3, trying to improve to 4 for 4. He even said at the chalkboard to the girls, if we put her on the free throw line, that's a guaranteed 2 points.
She's a very good ball handler, too.
Oh, but I think I jinxed her.
There you go. She's a pretty solid player.
She's a fantastic player. Got her head in the game at all times. I tell you, Krasko and Tish Toomey are 2 players that the Highlanders play with quite often in the summer and in the off-season. In fact, Coach Harris said that some of the girls on this team have played more with Medford's Toomey and Krasko than they have with other Somerville players.
I can believe that.
I
thought those were the 2 players, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
but I knew that they played with in the summer league.
That's them. That is they, I should say, before the grammar teachers write in. That is they. Or they are they. Mary Helen now tried to find Python as Mary was losing her balance. Great effort to try to get the pass off.
It was.
It'll be Medford ball. Krasko to inbound with 5:13 to go. 21-6, folks.
Score doesn't seem to reflect the game for some reason.
Yeah, I would, without looking at the scoreboard, I would think it's more of a 21-7 than 21-6. No, I'd say, I agree. I feel like Medford got a few more points than that.
But they didn't.
But they didn't. Either that or our timekeeper extraordinaire and scoreboard operator.
Steal.
I think it's Erin the Hurricane Howe working the scoreboard tonight. Maybe she's pulling some tricks for us. There you see Jill the Demon DeCollegiero knocking the ball away with this.
Yep, she almost had that.
Right, almost a steal.
Ooh, not enough on that.
That was Liz Cotto. Right back on defense now, covering the Python. Python finds Jill the Demon. Oh, right over the rim. That should be worth at least 1 point. Here comes Krasko, double team by Python. By the Demon and by Predator Perry.
That's a foul by Vicky Palmacci.
As you watch the replay here, Vicky Palmacci, number 20, right there with the foul. That looked like ball to me.
I concur.
No instant replay.
Look who's
in high
at the
school
line
athletics.
again. I don't want to say anything.
Unbelievable. 4 for 5 tonight for Krasko. Here comes the Reaper Romeus for Python Palmacci. A couple of subs for Medford as well. Kamikaze now got to come see some action for Bruiser Barbosa. There's your shot of Chris Krasko. Chris Krasko. Kelly Krasko. For some reason I thought her name was Kristen Krasko.
She makes that.
Again, last year in Medford, Krasko scored 20 and Toomey 14 in a game where the Highlanders were highly favored. They totaled between the 2 of them 34 points.
Well, unofficially, I have Krasko at 7 right now and Toomey with 0 points.
It's official in my book, Janet. Your record keeping astounds me. Mary up.
Oh, that was a nice penetration drive by Mary, but just wouldn't go. Krasko's going to be tired at the end of this game. She's doing it all. It's just a rebound, bring the ball up, shoot it. run the offense.
Medford playing with 9 players, Somerville sporting 11, so a couple extra players on the bench, and all of them can play ball.
Oh, just wouldn't go, but Jen Kirkland with a nice rebound, but threw it away.
Tried to kick it out to the top of the key to reset the play. Reaper now watching number 24 Shine very closely. Shine was the last name of my athletic director at Arlington Catholic High School. How about that? Mary Helen. 3:28 to go in a 21-8 ball game. Finds the Reaper down low, back to Mary. Mary over to the Predator. The Predator, oh, baby! Ricka, racka, firecracker, sis, boom, ba! Predator, Predator, rah, rah, rah! I knocked my stuffed animal over.
Made me make a blotch on my paper.
Oh, and I bounced the table on you, I'm sorry. I got excited.
Oh, nice play, and one. She's going to the line with that.
Let me see the blotch. Ooh, that's a big one, I'm sorry. Gotta watch those Ricka Racka chants.
I know, I have to be on top of it.
They do involve firecrackers. Very explosive. Here comes Amanda Helen now to give a well-deserved rest to Jen the Reaper Romeus, the young freshman. Not one of those old freshmen. It's not one of those 24-year-old freshmen. Look at that shot. Well, we look at Mary Helen. Let me tell you something, Janet.
Okay.
Please, this is not a one-on-one, is it? Oh, it is.
No.
Okay, good. I get still
No.
the time. Good.
She's finished it.
Mary would like to say a couple of things. First, we'll start with to Granny. Granny's actually in the house tonight. But she said to her grandmother, "Hi, Granny. I want you to know that you are the wind beneath my wings." Isn't that sweet?
Ah, that's very nice.
So that goes out to Granny from Mary Helen. You are the wind beneath my wings.
I'm getting verklempt now.
Say again?
I'm getting all verklempt now.
Verklempt? What's that mean?
I'm getting filled up with, tears and,
I gotta write that down.
Get that little
That's a good word. How do you spell that?
fa.
It's not forklempt? Verklempt?
It's a,
I won't put you on the spot. It's okay. I'll just remember it. Verklempt.
you've obviously never watched Saturday Night Live.
No, I'm not a big fan. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. And I have a big shout out from the Helen sisters to a young man at Somerville High School. We'll get into that a little bit later. 27-10, here comes Malicious Martin finding the Reaper Romeus down low now to Predator, up top to Hustler. Hustler now to Kamikaze, who turns and shoots.
Nice
Unbelievable.
play.
All 5 players touching the ball, just touch passes all the way around. Medford got dizzy as they had to spin around 360 degrees watching the ball. And then Kamikaze got the opportunity and the advantage to shoot while Medford was a little bit discombobulated. Partially blocked there by Kamikaze, Kirkland. Give her credit for a block there. Malicious now, tried to thread the needle for Predator Perry. Krasko keeps the ball in bounds. Krasko dishes off now.
Oh, up and down.
Travel. Woo, baby. Travel called on Medford. Here comes Karina Dynamic Duran. And from Medford, Tish Toomey back in the game. You know, it's actually Tish, not Trish.
That's right. I saw that.
Tish. Not sure if that's
Maybe
short
it's
for...
short for Letitia.
Ah, I thought maybe Tisha.
Or more
As in
Tisha.
Trisha. Ooh. Or Latricia. Letitia? Maybe it's just Tish.
Yep.
Maybe named Sally and she didn't like it. Amanda Helen now. Shot doesn't fall. Tried to get her own rebound as it came right back out in her direction. But no luck, so Medford takes over with Krasko to inbound, being watched closely by Amanda the Hustler Helen. And now Reaper Romeus on top of Toomey. Jen the Reaper Romeus. Ball kicked back out to Krasko, who drives in at the free throw area, gets off the J, and it falls. That's where she likes to shoot from. Free throw line. Down to 1 minute and a half, folks, 29-12.
Low scoring game.
Yeah, Tom Helen said that he thought the girls were going to have to score 55, 60 points to be safe in this one. But with Medford only having 12 going into halftime so far.
We're starting to miss a lot of our outside shots.
And the inside layups, as unfortunately for Medford, Justine McDonald, a sophomore, couldn't hit that layup. But she's doing a good job right back on defense watching Romeus. Romeus wisely didn't touch that one. Could have been called for something, I'm sure.
Yeah, she would have been called for like catching her own pass.
There you have it. Now, why isn't dribbling catching your own pass? A little loophole in the rules there, Janet. See?
Because it's dribbling.
Well, what's the difference? Maybe she was just dribbling in that direction. What's the rule? What's the distance?
I don't know.
Loopholes, lawsuits. We live in a litigious society. You just tapped me on the shoulder, Jen. I got to tell you, I started working out yesterday. My shoulder's very tender.
I was going to say, I'm starting to feel it.
Oh, yes. Well, yes, that too. Yes, thank you. That's not these shoulder pads that I stuff into my leather jacket. Down to 3 seconds. Here comes Tish Toomey. This shot will not count as referees are waving it off, so we go into halftime, 31-12. Unbelievable. We're going to have at the end of the show, folks. I call it a show, or a game. Amanda the Hustler Helen at the end of the game. She's going to bring over a teammate yet to be announced. She's going to pick a teammate to bring over.
Oh, a surprise.
Yes, I'm
Excellent.
looking forward to it. So we're at halftime, folks. Score is 31-12. Why don't you stay tuned for second half action. You're watching Lady High School varsity basketball on Educational Channel 15.
To Somerville High's basketball game. I'm going to run down the scores for you for Somerville. Tanya Perry with 3. Jen Romeus with 2. Amanda Helen with 2. Jill DeCollegiero with 4. Megan Foster with 2. Mary Helen leading the squad with 7. Joelle Martin with 2. Jen Kirkland with 6. And Karina Duran with 2. For the Medford Mustangs, we have Lauren Fitzgerald with 2. Akia Kia with 1, and leading the Mustangs is Kelly Carrasco with 9.
Well, Janet, you spent your halftime very industriously. I split a cookie with Todd W. Glacy.
Excellent.
Yep. It's my consolation prize for the 2 interviewees at the end of the game. I asked for 2 cookies at Lindell's. They gave me 4. I'm sure they didn't charge me for 4. Anyway. But yeah, I was eating one of them. Actually, I gave one away to a young future Lady Highlander.
What kind?
What's her name? Stephanie what? What? Stephanie who?
Vivian.
Stephanie Vivian, a future Lady Highlander.
Excellent.
What grade do you play?
3rd grade team, but I'm on SYL. Almost there. Almost there.
So that means if I'm going to be commentating your basketball game, I got to do this for another 6 years?
What grade is she in?
3rd grade.
6 years. I'll be here. I'll have you in school.
There you have it. She'll be one of your teachers. Anyway, so I gave Stephanie a cookie. Then I had one more extra, so I figured I'd eat half, and I gave half of it to, I think it was Todd Glacier or was it Tom Palmer. Now I don't remember who I shared it with.
I will say that he did offer me one, but I
That's correct.
decided not to. I'm trying to watch my calorie intake.
Maybe the referee would like a cookie. Referee, would you like a cookie? Come on, huh? Fresh baked. I got him right here. All right.
See, he's watching the same thing I'm doing.
See the upchuck on the floor?
No.
Oh, well. Okay, no, of course not. No, that's not in the air. Don't worry about that. Always good to ask the referee if he wants a treat.
Put the shades on. You look better with the shades.
Oh, referee says look better with the shades on. Is that a compliment or is that a...
I don't know, but since he's reffing our game, I'd do it. Okay, Medford's inbounding the ball.
Sister Somerville. They usually come by a couple minutes into the half, so probably any minute.
Oh, Medford starts off with 2 points.
Sister S-I-S-T-A, Sister Somerville in the house looking for the 50-50 raffle winner. Wants to know if she won or not.
I did win.
You did win?
Of course I did.
Oh, very confident. Kamikaze now to Mary the Hellraiser. I had a nice conversation with Mary and Amanda's granny at halftime. Sweet, sweet lady. I could talk for hours about her. And I've only spoken to her for about 10 minutes of my life, and I can go on for hours. I feel like I know her better than I know myself. All right, Amanda Helen now to inbound to her sister, Mary. Got to run down the crew when I get a chance. Speaking of sharing a cookie with crew members. Amanda Helen out. Gets fouled in the paint. Foul on their superstar senior captain. Yep, Kelly Prasco. Well, as Amanda's at the line, as we look at the foul here, we got to run down the crew. This replay and the director overall for the program is Jeff Argenziano. As I said, he's also doing your replay. Your audio extraordinaire, Todd W. Glacy. He claims the W tonight stands for Wicked Glacy. Your camera people are George Wood, Tom Palmer, and Abby Friedman. And your computer graphics specialist, Linda Sacenti.
Blocked by Jen Kirkland there. No, we're hesitating on our passing. I don't know what it is. We're hesitating on our passing. We're hesitating on our outside shot. We don't normally do that.
You and I are?
Not you and I, Jim. No.
Oh, the girls.
Exactly.
Yes. Thought I was doing something wrong for a minute.
I missed who scored that.
Mary Helen now goes down low to her sister Amanda, who triple spins, and kicks it back out to Mary, who drives in the paint, gets fouled again, just like she did before. Tell you what, as we look at this replay, here comes your shout out, Amanda. Here we go. Let's watch that replay. I got to tell you, we got Mary Hellraiser Helen on the line. Mary and Amanda Helen wanted me to do a, quote, big shout out, end quote, to their new friend Jason. And they wanted him to know that they're both wearing X's on the back of their hands, as they promised him they would. What that means, I have no idea. But they're both wearing X's on the back of each hand, the Helen sisters are, for their new friend Jason. Big shout out to Jason tonight. That's all I know, Janet. Krasko throws this one away. She tried to connect with Justine McDonald. Now, I never get shout outs. What's up with that?
Are you ever playing in a game that somebody would be commenting?
Well, I'm commenting a game where someone could comment, Janet. Hint, hint. I'll do it. Big shout out to me. Jim, if you're out there.
Oh, I thought you'd write me one and I could just.
Jim, if you're out there, this bud's for you. Too bad I don't live in Somerville. I'll never hear that. All right, 36-16. Justine McDonald, now the sophomore, finds Krasko, the senior, down low to Toomey, the senior. Tish Toomey. Shot didn't fall. Fighting for the rebound was Liz Cotto. But a foul on number 45, Liz Cotto, for Medford. So Mary Hellraiser Helen will inbound to the Python. 20-point lead for the Highlanders. Very low-scoring game, unlike the experts predicted out in Vegas. Mary now to the Python. Ball was knocked out of bounds by
number 34.
Thank you, Tish Toomey. What? What?
Foul on Jen Kirkland. Didn't see it. I don't know when that happened. Must have been very quick.
The PA announcer didn't pick it up either. All he knows is it's a foul on Somerville.
There's
very
a foul
awkward. Very
on,
awkward.
Jen Kirkland.
All right. Mary, the big defensive stance, forced an awkward shot, and that caused a turnover.
It's interesting that the official at the top calls a ball that hit the side of the basket where the other referee was closer to it. I never can understand that. That boggles my mind.
A lot of things about this sport boggle my mind.
Hence
Travel call.
Why they call it whistle ball sometimes.
Really? Another new term for me. Whistle ball, bunny, and what was that word? What was that word you said earlier?
Verklempt. That's a Jewish saying. I'm not Jewish. but it's a Jewish saying, and it just means you're getting all kind of welled up.
How does it go again?
You're verklempt, all verklempt.
Verklempt. Python, oh, almost caught a pass, but knocked out of bounds with the great effort of Tish Toomey. You talk about referees making calls from awkward positions. Last night in the Bruins game, one of the referees called a penalty. That referee was at the blue line, and he called the penalty that happened down behind the net where the other referee was standing and didn't make the call. So just the same thing tonight. Maybe it's an intimidation
It's amazing
factor.
how they see that, isn't it?
Or don't see it,
Right.
depending which referee you are. So still a 20-point game, still 36-16. No points scored in the last minute or two of game time. McDonald now kicks it off to number 45, Cotto. Tries to go up top to Krasko. Not back court as it was tipped out there by a Highlander. Krasko now puts the J up, doesn't fall, rebounded by Cotto. Cotto now finds McDonald. McDonald now up top. Holding called on, I believe, Amanda Helen.
Yep.
Yes, Amanda Helen called with the hold. Number 10.
Somerville, number 10.
And coming in to see some action now again, Phantom Foster. Put in some decent minutes and good play in the first half. Also in for the action now, Malicious Martin, Joelle Martin, whose mother is in the house tonight and she's not feeling well. It's unfortunate.
The flu's going around, Jim. Ooh, overshot that. Kelly Krasko just trying a little bit too hard, I think.
Trying to think what other parents I spoke to earlier tonight. I know Mrs. Butcher Beatty is here. Mrs. Hellraiser / Hustler Helen is in the house. Who else? Oh, nice pass. Oh, baby. Amanda Helen with a beautiful effort. Surprised she wasn't called with a foul there. I mean, wasn't given a foul in the extra free throw. Defense is the chant. McDonald now tries to pass it off to Krasko. Couldn't connect, so Toomey takes over, being watched by Hustler Helen. Hustler Helen.
Shots just aren't falling for Medford at all. They're giving it an effort, but they're just not. There's a turnover there.
I'm going to run down some more of these keys to the game that Coach Harris discussed with the girls in halftime. Next time we get a timeout or a
Nice
free throw.
drive. Up.
Mary takes that board down and finds Amanda. Puts on the brakes. A nice little Kevin McHale spin
almost
move.
couldn't finish it off, but Jill throws it back up front. So
A 26-point lead now for the Highlanders, 42-16. Mary Helen tipped that pass away. Fortunately for Medford, landed in the hands of King. And then she drew a foul, I believe, as we watch the replay. It's going to be on Malicious Martin.
Oh, I thought it was on Megan Foster,
Phantom
but
Foster.
what do I know?
I stand corrected.
Somerville, 2 shots to Medford.
Some of the other keys to the game being discussed in the locker room beforehand by Coach Harris. There were 5. Number 1 was to push the ball, but also protect the ball. Push the ball, but protect the ball. Interesting. Very interesting. Number 2 was to adapt on defense. I mentioned that earlier. 3rd key to the game was to take good shots. Number 4 is to have fun, but not to fool around. You know, smile, high five, don't make any silly plays. And number 5 was to be proactive, not reactive. Little vocabulary lesson from Coach Harris to make sure the girls understood the difference of proactive and reactive. 5 keys to the game. These should be keys to every game, if you ask me. When do you not want good shots? When do you not want to protect the ball? When do you not want to adapt? A
Probably just a
three-point
little
shot.
reinforcement there.
I see.
Verbal reinforcement.
Joelle
Just missed. Joelle gets the rebound.
Gets her own rebound and a timeout called.
Timeout, Somerville.
9:48 left in the game, and Somerville's leading 42-16.
First time out of the second half. Now, what else can I tell you? I gave my shout-outs. Not my shout-outs, but the twin shout-outs. If we look at this replay, Malicious Martin with a burst of speed down the court.
They're keeping Kelly Carrasco, one of the star players for Medford, under double digits. She still only has 9 points right now.
That was one of the foci that they had going into this game, was to keep her A, off the scoreboard, and B, away from the free throw line. Coach Harris said he woke up this morning, really in the middle of the night, and he said, and I got to tell you girls, the bad boy was feeling good tonight. He's had a good feeling about the team, about their efforts, about where they're going, about tonight's game. The bad boy was feeling good. That's a quote from Coach Harris. Mary Helen now at the pass.
Nice play. Oh, just couldn't finish it off, but that was a pretty play.
Mary took it from Karina, who found Malicious streaking in. Carrasco now takes over, being watched by the Hellraiser. She gives it off to McDonald. McDonald now down low to Fitzgerald, seeing some action. Hasn't played too many minutes, Fitzgerald. McDonald takes the shot, doesn't fall. Malicious with the rebound. Malicious now pushing the ball up, protecting the ball as well. One of the keys to the game. Mary drives in, no-look pass to Karina Duran, who hits a beautiful two-point shot.
Karina just drilled that.
You know, Coach did say that he wants Malicious Martin to hit an NBA 3 tonight. Why, I don't know. Maybe just because she can. No, Sister Somerville. Coach didn't say he's going to play in the NBA. Coach said he wants Malicious Martin to hit an NBA 3. A real far away. No, Coach has no more new leaves to turn over. He's turned them all over.
I was going to say, I better whip him into shape.
Number 55, Lauren Fitzgerald.
Sister Somerville questioning the antics of Coach Harris as Fitzgerald misses her first of 2 from the line. I got to tell you, Jana, honor roll announcements. I've only got a couple, and there may very likely are more on the team, but 2 girls on the team who made the honor roll this quarter deserve a big round of applause. Jen the Reaper Romeus, the young freshman, and Joelle Malicious Martin on the honor roll this quarter as well. So
Excellent. You gotta like that. You gotta like that.
Yeah, give him a
Very important to keep the academics up.
give him one of these too.
That one does it for me. I like that one.
You like that? Okay, we'll do that again. Something special is right, Stephanie. Honor roll, very special.
They can't get the ball in the hands of Kelly Carrasco. She's been open a lot, but they just can't do it.
I'm sorry, the Predator nearly stole it, and then she did pick up the loose ball and finds Butcher Beatty, now Karina Dynamic Duran, for 2 points.
Ooh, nice try. Nice rebound
Predator.
by Tanya Perry. Nice offensive rebound.
Girls starting to look ahead now towards the tournament as Bruiser Barbosa coming in to see some action. Nice shot there on the replay of Tanya the Predator Perry, the other freshman on the squad. Bruiser Barbosa comes in to see some action. She's a sophomore. Malicious Martin now finds Butcher Beatty way up high. Down low to Malicious.
Oh, almost threw it away.
Butcher now to Bruiser. Solid, hard passes all around by the Highlanders. Butcher fakes, no-look pass to Dynamic Duran, way over to Malicious, who fakes and drives down low, puts up the 2-point shot.
Oh, just missed that.
Could have been a 3-point play, but she'll go to the line for 2. As I mentioned, looking at this.
Surrounded by bubbles right now.
Bubbles are in the house. Someone's blowing bubbles. I'm forever blowing bubbles. Is that a song?
I don't know.
I think it's from a musical.
Is it?
I think. Either that or making things up as we go. Not a first. Malicious for another one.
Doesn't make that one.
Great hustle all the way back to the defensive end of the court by Malicious, and she goes to get the loose ball because the referee's just standing there looking at it. It's not going to come back by itself. I always think the referee should be getting that ball, not a
He
player.
could be working off a little of that poundage he has on him if he went for that ball.
No comment. That is the referee that turned down the cookie, though, due to
Right,
poundage.
he has to
So I
watch
see,
his
what
cholesterol, he said.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, nice drive by Kelly Cresco there.
He looks to be in fine shape to me.
I can see why the Highlanders like to have her on their summer league team.
Oh, yeah. What a move by Malicious! Raka, firecracker, sis, boom! Malicious with the move, Malicious with the move! Rah, rah, rah! Unbelievable. Transaction there. Way to get that shot off from such an incredibly awkward angle, yet makes it fall. Krasko now, no look pass to McDonald.
I'll tell you, some of us doing the job, though. They kept keeping the ball out of Kelly Krasko's hand. That was her first 2 points of the second half with 7 minutes left to go. That's a long time without having the ball.
Predator Perry now finds Malicious Martin down low now to Butcher Beatty.
Colleen almost finished off.
The Bruiser cruises in for the rebound and the 2-point bucket. 30-point differential. Highlanders on top of the Medford Mustangs. 6:30 to go in the half. In the game. Regulation. Krasko puts up the near air ball as it just barely hit the glass. Here comes Reaper Romeus for Somerville, and for Medford Mustangs the 00 number Julinda Loom. Reaper Romeus inbounds to Karina Dynamic Duran. Back to Reaper. Here we go. Here comes the freshman sensation. Dynamic. Reaper to Predator.
Oh,
in
nice
and out.
shot. Nice follow-up by Colleen Beatty. That's what I like to see.
Fantastic follow. I got to tell you, the Predator shot was so far in the hole and it bounced around like a pinball. I don't know how it came out. I mean, that wasn't just on the top of the rim. That was actually in the hole and it bounced out, defying the laws of physics. These girls do it all. Krasko now dribbles through traffic and gets fouled by the Bruiser. Melinda Barbosa.
And she'll be at the line shooting two, Krasko.
Watch number 50 here in white. That's Melinda the Bruiser Barbosa, the sophomore. There's your foul. As the girls look ahead to the tournament, they've clinched a spot. Coach Harris said that a football coach once told him the first time you get to a tournament, to a certain point in the tournament, you're just happy to be there. And he says, maybe we were there last year, the year before, but after the first year or two, when you get to a certain point, you're no longer just happy to be there. You want to break the walls down.
Right.
Break
That's
the door
usually
down.
your first year at the tournament. I can remember that, reliving that myself.
Me too, Jan.
Back when I played in high school, many, many moons ago.
They want to break the door down was the quote. But now, having been there for consecutive years, having been far in it, as they did last year against Methuen, into the Eastern Mass semifinals, the girls no longer just want to be there. The girls want to break the walls down. That was Coach Harris quoting a football coach. The fans are distracting me because there's a bubble floating around the court for the last minute that has not popped. And it's very distracting to me.
You get that taste when you get there, you know?
Yes. Tanya got the bubble. (51-20) your score. McDonald being watched closely by the Butcher. Gets a nice pick. Now Krasko has played just about every minute that she's been able to play. Every minute except for a few where she was sat down in the first half. She's got to be exhausted.
Jen's going to learn, freshman there, Jen Romulus is going to learn that you've got a seasoned player like Kelly Krasko when she has the ball like that. You got to give her a little bit of room.
All right.
Because you got to give her a little respect, because if you don't give her any moves, she's going to go right by you like she did. You're going to pick up those cheap fouls. But she'll learn.
Oh, I'm sure she will. Look who's at the line.
That's right.
Missed 19 for 20 against Peabody. This is Krasko. Tom Handsome Helen on the left. Look at him smiling. He knows he's got this in the bag. Come on, Tom. Look at him. He knows. Pretending he's fixing the socks. He's all comfortable.
And she hits that one, so.
Coach Harris with the more traditional bad boy-like stoic facade.
Oh, nice shot. No rebounds there, but 51-22, 4:23 left in the game. Somerville leading.
What do you think? What should Medford do at this point, Janet? Being so far behind with such little time, do you just play your game and think you're going to lose, but let's work on some plays, or do you go for it and change your game plan?
I think, that what they're doing is good. They're staying, within themselves. They have a lot of young players, not very seasoned on their team. It's nice to see Carrasco's not getting very frustrated, which can happen to senior players, when the end is near.
Right, and they're not.
But they're just playing their game. They're not doing anything crazy.
Well, fortunately for the Highlanders, they don't have that problem this year, as there are a whole bunch of seniors, and they're loving this year. Came into this game undefeated in the GBL, 13-0 this year, 13-0. More importantly, in their last 47 Greater Boston League games, the Highlanders are 46-1. That's unbelievable. In the last 47 GBL games, 46-1.
That's a great record.
Whew. Anyway, Highlanders came into this game 13-0 in the GBL, 15-1 overall. One loss back in a tournament game that the MIAA doesn't even recognize as part of the season. So it's questionable as to that even really happened. Although I was here and I saw it happen, so it's some of the girls agree that that does count. It was a game we played. They're not trying to weasel out of anything. Still, 15-1 is unbelievable, unprecedented. Medford, unfortunately for them, coming in with a 5-7 Greater Boston League record, 6-10 overall. So as you said, for the few seniors on the team, it's a disappointing final year.
And she gets that.
2 points for Medford. Carrasco.
51-24 the score with 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go in regulation. Reaper Romeus now finds Predator Perry. Predator Perry over to Karina Dynamic Duran, who drives, stops, and kicks it out to the Bruiser Barbosa. Bruiser now back to Karina. Karina up top to Reaper. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bench counting down for the players on the court. Shot didn't fall. Reaper and Butcher collide for the board. Butcher tried to get a shot off. It was partially blocked, so the shot clock expires.
I think they thought the shot clock was reset.
I did, actually, to be honest with you. Don't ask me why, because it shouldn't have been. The fact that I thought it was means nothing, to be perfectly blunt. Sister Somerville to my left, still talking about the bubble that was on the court. Very entranced by that bubble.
Jump ball, Somerville.
Sister Somerville, Anita Harris, very entrancing herself. Jump ball called. It'll be Somerville ball, and Karina gives it to Reaper Romeus to bring up court. Reaper Romeus, again, the freshman, finds Tonya the Predator Perry, her freshman partner.
Oh, nice effort, though, by her. A nice fake and drive. So you like to see the freshman.
Here's a break
be doing.
For a double O. Oh. Shot doesn't fall for Medford. Gwelinda Loom couldn't get it fall. That's a tough break from Medford. At this point in the game, that's the last thing you need is the quote-unquote bunnies not to fall for you. Predator shot doesn't fall. Reaper fights for the board. Awfully quick whistle there. Medford gets that one. You disagree, Janet?
No, I just thought your intensity.
Oh, a little bit too loud?
No.
No. Sometimes I get a little bit wrapped up in it. Well, 2:47 to go. Nothing to be excited about. 51-24. Highlanders have scored their 50 or more points that they were shooting for coming into the game. Didn't need nearly that many, as Medford only sporting a 24, a double dozen as we call it back in Arlington.
Oh, backdoor almost. Nice steal. Nice look. Ooh, tough. And there's Kelly Carrasco.
But give the credit on the steal to Tonya Perry. Wonderful job defensively. Phantom Foster with a good job getting the arms up, forcing the awkward shot that didn't fall for Medford. And Reaper now coming back up the right side. Jen the Reaper Romeus finds Phantom Foster, who turns, dishes
Nice
it off.
rebound by Colleen Beatty, too.
Some may call that an air ball. I call it a pass to Butcher Beatty. Well, we get this quick break. I got to run down the crew again. Your director and replay extraordinaire, Jeff Argenziano. Your audio engineer, Todd W. Glacy. Camera people, George Wood, Thomas Palmer, Abby Friedman, and your computer graphics specialist, Linda Sacenti, Educational Channel 15 crew. This pass from Tanya Perry didn't connect with Butcher Beatty. Great effort by Python Palmacci to try to catch up to it to prevent the backcourt, but no such luck. McDonald inbounds the ball to Krasko. Air ball.
It's too bad. What they want to do is maybe get the ball back to Krasko as soon as she gets rid of it.
I agree. So the only idea I have in mind right now for Medford.
Give her the
Timeout
ball.
White. Coach Harris doesn't want to let this one slip away with a minute 42 and a 27-point lead. Let me run down some upcoming games, Janet. I mentioned it in the first half briefly, but there's a 2-game homestand. Your second and final home game of the regular season will be Tuesday, February 13th, the senior day game. Very emotional, what's the word?
You can get very verklempt.
Verklempt. You get very verklempt. Come on down here if you like being verklempt.
Oh, yeah. Send the seniors off. Definitely.
Got to do it right. Thursday at Revere. This is on February 15th. 7 o'clock. And then a couple of IAABO tournament games at Boston College High School to wrap up the regular season. The first one on the 17th of February. It's a Saturday at Boston College High at noontime. Not 5 o'clock as I was originally told. Noontime. The second game in that tournament and final game of the regular season will be at Boston College High on February 18th. Time to be announced depending on the results of the first game. So real quickly again, the remaining games. Home against Arlington, February 13th at 7. Final game of the regular season. Then away at Revere on February 15th at 7. And then a 2-day weekend tournament on February 17th and 18th at Boston College High School. The 17th game at noon, the 18th to be announced. That's your season, folks. Playoffs right around the corner. Mark up on your calendar March, let's see, 10th, 13th, and 17th. Those are the last 3 games of the state tournament.
March Madness.
March Madness. Look for the Highlanders to be in all 3 of those games. The quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the finals. March 10th, 13th, and 17th. Second shot doesn't fall. Bruiser with the awkward putback doesn't fall. Phantom Foster tries her best. Medford comes away with it. Here comes Krasko. 26-52. Highlanders have doubled the point total for Medford. Once again, they pulled it off.
3, and it's good.
Krasko hits 3. She can go from the free throw line. She can go from three-point line. Amanda Helen now down to the Bruiser. Ball knocked around a few shins and lands in the hands of Krasko. Go figure. Krasko now to McDonald. Medford with 2 more points, bringing their total now up to 31. Still trailing the Highlanders by 21 with 34 seconds to go. They need about a point every second to pull this off.
That's not going to happen.
Well, never say it's over till the fat lady sings, Janet. I've seen stranger things.
Oh, I have too. Played in stranger games.
Yeah, you must have some great stories about.
Oh, God, yeah. Some real heartbreakers and mostly glorious stories.
Yeah?
Though.
Good for you, good for you.
Couple of heartbreakers.
Methuen is the heartbreaker of my career, and I wasn't even playing in that game.
I had 2. One was against Brockton in the tournament, and one was against Chicopee in the state final game.
And you don't even like going to those cities anymore, do you?
Didn't even know where even Chicopee was till
To be
that
honest,
day of the game.
I always thought it was a pea, like a chickpea.
Chicopee.
Look at the Python just holding the ball.
And that does it. 52-31 your final here. Somerville Highlanders yet another win.
Let me see. 52 to 31. We got bubbles, Janet. And hopefully we have
Oh,
Amanda.
I feel like I'm on Lawrence Welk.
First time. I'm loving it. Little tiny bubbles. Feels
Ooh,
like a disco
could
hall.
be like Don Ho, Tiny Bubbles.
Feels like a disco hall. Wait 1 second. I gotta find Amanda Helen. Come over here with anybody you want. One person. Wow, Stephanie running a little errand for.
Oh, here we are, festive.
I like it. I don't know if these are picking up on the camera, folks, but you never outgrow bubbles. Your final score, if you're just joining us, you're awfully late. Final score was 52-31. Here they come, Kamikaze Kirkland. Amanda the Hustler Helen. Folks at the control desk, I'm turning on the wireless mic, so do what you need to do, please. Don't blame me if this doesn't work, please. Oh, you picked Kamikaze.
Yeah, my fave.
All right.
My all-star.
You want to start this, Janet? Any questions, or what do you want to do?
I'll let you go, Jim, and then I want to know what do the X's represent? What is all that all about? That was for Jason. Is that it? That's you?
Jason.
I gotta break the
That
ice.
means I'm straight. I don't do drugs. I don't drink.
We got a shot of those.
And he came to a boys' game, and I met him there, and he had X's on his hands. I asked him what that was, and I told him that's my shout out to him. So I told him I'd wear it for him.
That's what it
He
means.
is somewhere. I don't know where he is.
You don't drink.
All right, I'm sorry. Hi, Jason.
So we got a visual shutout, and he got an audio shutout.
Bubbles. Bubbles.
Kamikaze.
Hi.
Kamikaze, your senior year.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Going into the tournament, Kamikaze,
Yep. Sorry.
what can you do this year to make this the best way to finish
Know
your...
the rules in the rule book.
So we're sticking with that. I don't blame you. The Methuen fiasco. Other than that, what can you do going into the tournament to make this senior year the best year, go further than ever in the tournament? What can you guys do this year?
Have fun. Make sure that it's fun.
Live it up.
Because it's our last year.
What is it? Glory days. It says your glory days.
Glory
basketball,
days,
whatever.
when the young girls cry,
And
glory
it's going to be a
days.
singer someday, so she relates everything to a song.
Gospel.
Yeah, we are.
I understand. So is this the funnest year you've had, girls?
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, but, okay.
What do you Amanda?
Consolation prize.
I'm getting a prize.
I made a special trip to Lindell's Bakery. I bought, can we get a shot of these, George? Look at these things. I don't know what they are, but I had one at halftime.
I want to be fat and not
Beautiful
pick my progress.
cookies. They're glazed in chocolate. One each.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. Grandma, I need to get some.
Girls, one last question.
There
What are
you
your expectations for the tournament? What do you think?
We're going all the way.
That's what I want to hear.
Hopefully, yeah.
Positive thinking, positive results.
Look at my sharing technique. I
Excellent.
share. I learned how to share.
This is what it's all about. Teamwork. Sharing cookies. Sharing everything. Mrs. Malicious wants some.
Here you go.
I promised her one, and now they're... All right, folks, that's a wrap. Girls, congratulations on clinching the Greater Boston League Championship for the third year in a row.
We're the best.
I think you clinched it a long time ago, but they tell me you didn't. I find it hard to believe. Congratulations, girls. And until next time, until Tuesday against Arlington, until the senior day game, Jim Muncie and Jenna Flynn reminding you to...